is the objective. We want another Taiwan. I used to talk about this a lot, and people would say, why? I mean, she's talking about Xinjiang. Who cares what's happening in the place called Xinjiang? We don't even know how it's spelled. Well, as you see, it's been happening. It's extremely important. And again, it pops up. Unfortunately, 99% of people, even though New York Times with its own tilt covered it, they would read it, and with the names not making sense, saying, okay, maybe it's some immigration issues where you have illegal immigrants being smuggled out of this country, but it's not. It's never been the case. A lot of these people are taken out by the operatives, Gladio operatives, in this case, most of the times by the Turks. And they are taken out, they are trained, and they are armed, and then they are sent back. Where, lo and behold, some terror events takes place, and people have no idea, how did they get the guns? How were they trained militaristically? Because Xinjiang is under China's control. Well, they are trained outside. So that is the goal, and that is the operation. So the Chinese government's version of the story is much closer than when the New York Times takes the version of the Turkish side, saying you're gonna see similar elements that we have been seeing, let's say, with Ukraine, okay? Xinjiang is going to be the next Taiwan, okay? And you look at the map, you see the importance of Xinjiang. That is the artery, the entry artery of energy, whether it's coming from Kazakhstan or Turkmenistan into China, whether it's natural gas or if it's oil, it has to pass. So that's why it's very important. That's why we're going to see more. And then it's going to come to the point where we're going to have someone similar to Richard Gere start giving speeches during Oscar acceptance and talk about how these, like they do it with the monks there in Tibet. It would be how these people are being, abused and oppressed, and they need to have their own land, and it needs to be carved out. Meaning that is the objective. We want another Taiwan. We want to gradually, by playing, how here internally we play the gender card and the race card. Well, for that part of the world to play the minority without land, we're going to help them. They're being oppressed. The Chinese are gunning them down and torturing them. So let's take out this. We put military base there, and we also have the sympathy of the world. But as the Western nations, United States, Gladio, we've never cared about people suffering. That's not within our interest area, unless it can be utilized, capitalized upon to get our objective, meaning, and make sure that China, energy-wise, is not going to have an easy time. It's definitely going to come. The question is not whether it's going to come. The question is when. And you see that gradually they are paving the way. So it's going to happen, whether it's 5 years down the road or 2 years down the road. And these things heating up. And of course, Chinese are playing it very, very smart. Very smart. They are just, they're incredible. They're incredible. When I keep looking at how they respond things, how they handle it, how they are so logical in terms of business interests, this, how much we want to contain, how much we want to, have we ever heard China really loudly saying the United States is doing this? They know they have a very, very good counterintelligence, but look at their business domain and look at the relationship as business. So they are handling it very smartly, and it will be hard for the Western powers to try to throw the bait and say, okay, bite it, okay? So even though they are doing the counter-terror, they are doing it in a very kind of self-controlled, restrained manners, because they know what the game is about. They know about the chessboard, and they are not about to bite, and they have been playing it very smart.